Not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. This is Alternative Talk 1150.
Rebecca Callahan wants to help you find and live your unique happy, the kind of life you might have only dreamt about until now. This is Soulful Synchronicities, and here she is, Rebecca Callahan.
Well, good afternoon to you. What a beautiful day, Eric. Aren't you enjoying it?
Yeah, I created this just for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I thought, Rebecca could use some sunshine when she does the show today. So
yeah, I could use some more volume in my headphones too. That would be wonderful. Boy, the mountains are just out and beautiful, and it was a gorgeous drive. And isn't it nice to roll your window down, have your sunroof up, and I just love it.
Yeah, if you've got a sunroof.
Well, if you've got one.
Yeah,
I was going to throw that in. I forgot that part. Okay, so these words, who do these words remind you of in your life? Accepting, amazing, beautiful, brave, cherished, pampering. How about motherly? Is that a helpful hint there?
Yeah, well, that last one could only be one thing, right?
I think so. I think so.
Unless your significant other is also
yes, absolutely.
Motherly. Nothing wrong with that, I guess.
Yeah, this show is a tribute to moms everywhere.
Fantastic.
Yeah, with Mother's Day coming up May 13th, I wanted to have my first live call-in show. It's not the first live show. It's live every time. But the first call-in show, and I want to have you have this number right away because I want you to burn those lines up. 888-298-5569. Once again, 888-298-5569. Eric, do you have some mother memories that you would like to share?
Sure, but before I do that, I want to give out the other number as well. So people have both. 425-373-5527. So, yeah, we'd love to hear from you with your comments and questions this afternoon.
Yeah, most definitely.
And so one more time on the question, I'm sorry.
And do you have some special mom memories you would like to share, little quips, characteristics that you love about your mom?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm blanking on stories at the moment, but of course, like any good son, I love my mother, and yeah, she's a great lady, and she was a single mother for most of my childhood, but I think she did a good job.
Yay for the single moms! Yeah, man, I don't know how they do that.
It can definitely be tough.
Most definitely.
But, I think they're finding as they do more research that it really just takes one person in a child's life, whether it be a mother or a father or even, extended family or someone adopting them, that just shows that they care about that person and what happens to them. That makes a huge difference in how a child turns out.
Absolutely. Can be a teacher, a neighbor, and also... I don't know. Yeah, that's what I want you to include in your thoughts. If you want to call in, you certainly can share with us that person that you see as that motherly person in your life. I'm so glad you brought that up. Now, just to share here, this is a picture of my mommy and my daddy on the day they got married. And my mom was... the dearest of ladies. Everyone she talked to, she touched in a wonderful way. Can you get it? Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh, this is a nice place to sit. I like this, Eric. I should do that more often. Anyway, I had a few friends and a relative share with me some things about my mom. And
do you mind if I ask, is your mother still with us?
No, she's not. I lost her 6 years ago. And but I am so grateful that she was in my life. Yeah. I've been a little teary-eyed, so get ready for Rebecca to get a little emotional.
That's okay.
At times. But she was the epitome of my best friend in my adult life while she was around. And so I have wonderful memories of her. One of those memories my friend Teresa shared that she loved so much is that she opened up her home and she would have Christmas cookie decorating parties. She started when she was a little kid. Her mom, she was in Moccasin, Montana. She grew up in all parts of Montana, and Moccasin is no longer even on the map anymore. So you might live in Montana.
Real small town.
Yeah, really, really small town. And anyway, my grandmother created these Christmas cookie decorating parties that many of us do these days. And many of our family have carried on that tradition. And anyway, it was just wonderful because all of my friends and the neighbors and everything always wanted to come over to Mom's house, including the adult neighbors, because when you were in the presence of my mom, Kay Drew, she really gave her full attention. And she would ask questions of young, kids as well. So they knew that she was fully listening to them. She would ask questions, from what they said, she would want to know more. And so I just loved that about her. And she held me close in her heart every day. And she was kind of my first fan, like moms are, right? Aren't they?
Yeah, well, a good mom definitely is a fan and a supporter of what their children do.
Yeah.
I mean, if their children are doing good things, of course.
Of course. Most definitely. I mean, I read one of these words on here, and as I was preparing, and I can't find it, of course, right now, but it was like, like she would give you the benefit of the doubt. Well, not all the time. Of course, sometimes we needed to be told what was right and wrong.
Right. That's a very important job for a mom or a dad.
Yeah, most definitely. So I want you once again to call, and Eric is going to have to give you the other phone number, but I'll give you the 1-800 number. It's 888-298-5569. And that other one?
425-373-5527.
I wonder if I can memorize that. I don't think right now. Anyway.
I've said it so many times over the years that I've got both of them lodged in my brain. Can't get them out.
Absolutely. Yeah, most definitely. I had two sisters, friends that I grew up with, that also wrote me, said, "We just loved your mom so much. I'm drawn to love and sweets." And that is exactly what your mom showered us with growing us up as neighbors. Your loving mother would invite us over to your house to eat her incredible homemade goodies. Yes, this is through and through about my mom's homemade goodies. My most vivid memory, she said, of your sweet mother is on Halloween. She would open up her entire kitchen to all the trick-or-treaters and invite us inside to help her make gooey, yummy popcorn balls. And we would spend the rest of the evening devouring them while they were still warm. She was always there with a hug, a smile, and a sweet treat. Her love of children and the desire to share her love through baking is a gift. And I treasure every memory. And her sis that was in the same year as I, Lodi, she said, "Oh, yes, the most incredible popcorn balls of all time. Seriously, nothing has ever touched the quality of those buttery, sweet, chewy popcorn balls." That is one of my favorite memories as well. I also loved your mom's laugh and her smile. I loved coming over to your house, and she would be in one of her vibrantly colored quilted vests, handmade and beautiful. Incredible aromas of spaghetti and garlic bread filled the house. I always wanted to stay for dinner, and what hit me the most was that she was always surrounded by family at the piano. Yep, we had a lot of music in our family, all singing songs together. I was impressed, she said, at a young age that she was so bonded to her sons as well as her daughter, you. I hadn't experienced that at any other friend's house. She nurtured her kids equally, and she really had admired that. She will always be a great example to everyone that knew her. And yeah, I just love my mom. She was great. I also would like to hear about your mom And we have wonderful moms in history. From history, Michelle Obama is one of the great moms in history. She did a lot of great things. One of the famous stories from the 2008 campaign is that Michelle would only let him run for president if he quit smoking. Ooh, did you know that? Yes. That demand would overshadow Michelle's interest in health and her First Lady focus on ending childhood obesity. Very important stuff. The Obamas are the first family since the Clintons to have kids in the White House, and Michelle Obama is known for protecting her daughters from publicity. And meanwhile, she's focused right now on her Let's Move campaign, planting the first veggie garden at the White House, as she did since Eleanor Roosevelt's era, and bringing Beyonce on board with a music video encouraging kids to get their hearts pumping. A wonderful poem I found. Your mother is always with you. She's the whisper of the leaves as you walk down the street. She's the smell of certain foods you remember, flowers you pick, and perfume that she wore. She's the cool hand on your brow when you're not feeling well. She's your breath in the air on a cold winter's day. She's the sound of the rain that lulls you to sleep, the colors of a rainbow. She is Christmas morning. Your mother lives inside your laughter. That's my favorite line. She's crystallized in every teardrop. A mother shows every emotion: happiness, sadness, fear, jealousy, love, hate, anger, helplessness, excitement, joy, and sorrow, and all the while hoping and praying you will only know the good feelings in life. Oh, that's so the case. She's the place you came from, your first home, and she's the map you follow with every step you take. She's your first love, your best friend, even your first enemy, but nothing on earth can separate you. Not time, not space, not even death. And I can say that for sure. Most definitely. So how can we tell that those phone lines are going? Because I know I have people out there that are wanting to call. They're just not doing it yet.
Right. So now is the time, 425-373-5527. We'd love to hear about your mom. 425-373-5527 or toll free 888-298-KKNW. That's 888-298-5569.
And I found one that was really poignant for me because I do not live with my mom physically here in this world anymore. It's called Death is Nothing at All, and it's by Henry Scott Holland, and that last one was an unknown author. But death is nothing at all. I have only slipped into the next room. I am I, and you are you. Whatever we were to each other, that we are still. Call me by my old familiar name. Speak to me in the easy way which you always used. Put no difference in your tone. Wear no forced air of solemnity or sorrow. Laugh as we always laughed at the little jokes we enjoyed together. Play. Smile. Think of me. Pray for me. Let my name be ever the household word that it always was. Let it be spoken without effect, without the trace of shadow on it. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of mind because I am out of sight? I am waiting for you for an interval, somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. I liked that one an awfully lot. That really does it for me, big time. And we do have someone on the phone line. Eric's going to grab that. And so thank you for calling. And you can put them on the line right away if you'd like, Eric. I'm going to say a few famous mom sayings until he puts them on, but that's great. Everyone else jumped off a cliff. If everyone else jumped off a cliff, would you do it too? These are famous mom sayings. Yeah, we've heard this. Joylene, line 1. I would like to take your call right now. Hi, Joylene. Joylene, how are you doing? Okay, she's still on hold. So she's on hold, but she's going to be there momentarily.
Yeah,
yeah, you have to run in and back, don't you? I wasn't sure.
If only we had that psychic power. We could just
I know.
Patch them through that way.
We do.
But we've got Joylene on the air right now.
Hi, Joylene.
Hello. How are you all doing?
Oh, good. How are you doing on this wonderful day?
Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm in Leavenworth, Washington, and it's so beautiful. So I wanted to jump on just for a minute because I think this show is absolutely perfect. And I've had the privilege of knowing Rebecca for over 20 years, and I've known her as a mom. And so that is why I wanted to call in to share with your listeners about you as a mom, because sincerely, she has an amazing son. And for over 20 years, I had a performing arts studio, and her son came into my studio world and life, and that also brought an amazing mom with him. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about the dynamics that I see every day with parents and kids. And I just have to tell you, Rebecca, unbelievably, you modeled for me, before I even had, now I have a daughter, just such love and care for your son. And it was amazing to watch him navigate those middle school, high school years. That's a really tough time for kids. Mm-hmm. And I watched you so gracefully support him and nurture him and allow him to have a voice. I think that is what was pretty spectacular about you as a parent, that you saw him for who he is as a human being, and you matched that for him, and you gave him space to grow up into an amazing young man that he is today.
Oh.
And that sincerely was really all I wanted to share.
Thank you. Thank you for calling in. You know, you can check out a whole show. I had Joylene on, was it show 5?
4,
I think it was 5. I think Katie was 4, maybe.
5, but it was on the 4th.
Oh, okay. Got it.
April 4th show.
Okay. I get it. Thank you for calling in, my friend. I got a friend out of the deal, too, when I put Dusty in your performing arts school. So I'm so lucky, big time, for that alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you a quick question?
Please.
Being a mom,
yes.
How your relationship with your son is still completely thriving today. And I know that many parents struggle so much in the middle school years, the teenage years. I know there's probably more than one thing, but what's one tip you could give moms out there, that worked for you and your son?
Well, number one, something that Lisa Pettit, who's also on a show, she said when we talked about hair and kids, it's only hair. Number one. Okay, that was kind of a funny one, but still, I think that's valid, very valid. I wanted to give my kids a voice, and Dusty has grown up to have a booming voice, and he does a little bit of pushing buttons as well with other people, and he does that quite expertly. Love was a huge thing. Wow, that's such a good question. I'm going to have to maybe think about that and share it in moments as well. But I wanted him to have someone to listen to him. And he's such an interesting kid. And I know that you will find, if you haven't been listening to your kids much, boy, it is valuable time for not only your child, but for you. I have learned so much from my kids. It's been an amazing, incredible journey. And yeah, I think that's the ear.
That makes
yeah.
And you could tell that Dusty felt respected by you always. And I think you're exactly right that when you listen to your kids, then they know they're being honored and valued. And he did. He always felt, I knew he could always share with you.
And and I'm so honored to be a mom. It's a big job, right?
Yes, it's a huge job.
You're finding out with Savannah, and it's just so rewarding at the same time. So even though childbirth and rearing a child and letting them go and explore once they hit, moving out time and all that, it's just so rewarding. It can be tough, really tough at times, but hang in there, moms, because it's going to be just fine, and just keep listening.
Yep. Well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
today.
Joylene. I appreciate you calling in.
I just felt like your listeners are getting to know you, and one of the things that you are really fantastic at is being a mom. So this is a beautiful show to shine a light on that.
Oh,
so thank you. I'm going to let you guys go.
Thank you so much. You have a great day. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds great.
Okay. One thing that my cousin Lisa shared as well, she said, the memories of my dear Aunt Kay are forever tied to the sound of gently breaking waves, the salty, clean smell of the breeze fresh off the inlet waters, and the gentle, contemplative silhouette of Kay outlined by the soft summer sun. She was always slowly walking along the shore, just out of reach of chasing waves, looking downward. Her head, I have so many pictures, by the way, interrupting what my cousin said, of her bending down, looking for agates. She was an expert at it, and her head moving from side to side as her eyes expertly picked through the tumbled stones laying on wet sand. I don't know how she did it. Kay and I would walk side by side along the water's edge, my eyes straining to the point of creating a headache as I looked over the same sand. Yet, despite my greatest effort, I would generally miss them, the small translucent amber, rose, and golden gems left as gifts from Mother Earth. But Kay, she always found them, catching the glimmer as the sun ignited the flames within each agate. I think it's fitting for her to find these gifts. Kay was a very gentle and quiet soul who rarely expressed her feelings or opinions, except in her poetry. She walked through life softly, leaving behind her a soft breeze. Yeah. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. So some more famous mom sayings include eat your veggies, of course. Yeah. I don't know is not an answer. Who do you think you are? I didn't get that. Did you get who do you think you are, Eric?
I think I probably heard that once or twice.
Did you have siblings? I don't know this about you.
Yes, I do have a sibling. I have a sister.
Okay. So did you get stop fighting or I'll turn this car right around? My mom didn't drive, so I didn't get that.
I don't know if that we got I'll turn this car around because
money doesn't grow on trees? Because I said so. That's why I got that one.
Definitely heard that, yeah.
Most definitely.
Definitely heard all these things, yeah.
Call me. It is 888. I'll let you do the rest.
298-KKNW. That's 888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527. And love to hear from you this hour.
Your mom, my mom, she went to concerts, school concerts and plays, and she did so many things. It's a tough job being a mom. It really is, Eric. I know you don't know this one.
Were you involved in theater or choir or a band when you were a kid?
I played the flute in band.
Oh, fantastic.
When I was a kid.
So
yeah,
mom came out and supported that. And
she was on the PTA.
Put up with probably a lot of bad sounding flute playing when you were learning.
Yes, she did. Yes. My best friend, Kari, she was always first chair. So I don't think her mom put up with a lot of those bad notes. She had the good notes, but yes, my mom
Well,
did.
everybody when they're learning has bum notes, that's for sure.
Yeah, and she would watch. I had a brother, Mike, well, still do, that would accompany me, and I'd sing show tunes that my mom introduced me to. In fact, I just saw that it was the 53rd anniversary of Sound of Music coming out to the theaters, and I had to throw that one in the DVD player, the Blu-ray player that night because it was my birthday, and I thought, well, I can do this. Yeah, I can do this. But she took me when that movie was in the theater when I was 4 years old. 4 years old. And so that was like such a special memory. And just recently, I went with Katie, my niece, and her mom to, you know how they do Sound of Music at the Fifth Avenue Theater? They play it, and like they have a whole thing where you can like sing to it. Like it's a big bunch of people in a theater watching this movie. You all share together, and
to sing along.
Yeah, it's such a great sing along, nice. And they have, you know, just like you can like say it's my first party when Gretel like runs backwards and says, it's my first party, Father. Anyway, so anyway, she showed me My Fair Lady, which I'm known to sing. All I Want Is a Room Somewhere. It's Oh, Wouldn't It Be Loverly, that song. And anyway, I would sing with my brother accompanying, and my mom would just look on, and she'd either sing along or she'd, just kind of cherish the moment. She sang a lot in the kitchen as she was washing dishes. And I find I do that without even thinking. And a lot of times I'm making up the songs. It can be about anything. When Mount St. Helens blew, do you remember, were you even alive at that point? You weren't, right?
I think I was alive, but I definitely lived in a different state. Yeah, and I was a lot younger.
Yeah, a lot younger. So was I.
We all were.
So was
really.
I.
Everybody
I was in high school
today was a lot younger.
Yeah. I was in high school when it happened, and Dad grew up in Castle Rock, and so he knew all the ins and outs. You know how to remember the news guy Jeff Renner, right? The weather guy.
Sure.
In this Seattle area. Well, anyway, they even got a chance to talk to him because, of course, he was hanging out at Mount St. Helens when it blew, but they had to actually leave because it was, it was going to hit him. It was going to hit them soon. Everything going on there, the ashes and everything was rising up to where they had to leave. But when it blew, they took off toward it as opposed to away from it. So my folks were very adventurous and loved to go on little trips. And Dad a lot of times would take Mom, because Mom didn't drive, would take her to Montana. I remember this one particular trip where she would stop anywhere she liked and take pictures of flowers. She took beautiful pictures of all types of wildflowers, especially, and along the way. And, Dad would just be the chauffeur that would want to please Mom and just take her wherever she wanted to go. Do you have more memories about your mom, characteristics? Maybe teachers even that did some motherly stuff for you that made you want to be more?
Me?
Yeah.
Or are you throwing that out to
you?
The
and
listeners?
I also want to throw it out to you listening, to kind of get those wheels turning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any of those things?
Well, I have to thank my mother. She gave me my first guitar as a Christmas present when I was a teenager. So that was a big influence on my life.
It sure was.
Yeah. So
you're a great guitarist.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Back then, I was not by any stretch. Couldn't
have to start somewhere, don't you?
Yeah, but yeah, it definitely started me on a pathway of loving playing music, and so gotta give kudos to Mom for that for sure.
Yeah, most definitely. Moms do so many things, and stories like Charlotte's Web. She read me Charlotte's Web. I have wonderful memory of that. It drove me so much that I wanted to read Charlotte's Web to my kids, and with all the voices, of course, that was always fun. My brothers and mom very good at the voices, Wilbur and Charlotte and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that was a great book. I remember that.
Oh, it was
from
a good
being
book.
A kid for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Share stories. Really, it's not a scary thing. It's a great thing. And you don't have to be long at all on the phone. It's just a conversation. Think of it as a conversation between you and me. That's it.
888-298-5569 or 425-373-5527.
My brothers would play a lot of Frisbee football on the road. We lived on a road where, cars were not coming. It was just neighbors.
Frisbee football.
Frisbee football. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
That's a new one on you, huh?
What are the rules to Frisbee football?
Oh, man. Well, if my brother Steve was on the phone or Dave or Mike, they could tell you. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of running and catching Frisbees and banging it down on the ground and, having it fly up. And it was a lot of fun as a sister to watch. But, yeah, and she would bake so many things, but we've talked about that. And she'd tutor at school. She was like big time involved in school, PTA, and which is PTO now, and I think PT something else. Other places. And if you're listening in a different country, it's like the parent teacher
association.
Yeah, organization and stuff. So, yeah. And she would sang in the church choir. She was big into that. And, yeah, it was a wonderful life. And it came upon a really hard time that I was involved with. She had Alzheimer's at one point, and she died actually from complications of Alzheimer's. And it was a really rough time. And I was the only one not working. And my dad said, all of your brothers and sister-in-laws are working right now, and you're the one that can help out. Would you come over? And so they lived on Whidbey Island in Coopville, really artsy town, just love Coopville. And so I would come over 4 days of the week and drive from Wenatchee. I was in Wenatchee at the time, to Coopville, and it was a beautiful drive. Oh man, what a beautiful drive. But I would help cook and all that good stuff and spend some time with mom and dad as well. And rough time. And so if you have memories, of mom that are even difficult, because usually there's some really good memories to throw in there too, I encourage you to give us a call. And so
888-298-5569. Now, Rebecca, how many siblings did you have?
I have three. Three brothers, Dave, Mike, and Steve. And Dave is in the Bothell area, and he just retired actually from Metro. He was one of their expert mechanics for 32 years. And so he had a big retirement bash. So I went to the Body, Mind, Spirit thing that was Saturday. That was so much fun. Gail was here last week, the coordinator, talking to us about it. And also Lisa Flowers was here, and Susan Moore and Geraldine Baines as well. And boy, I got to see all of them, and it was so much fun. Gail is just amazing because she puts this humongous thing together. It was all downstairs, Bellevue Hilton, and it was incredible. I met so many great vendors, Reiki vendors, and there was a woman that came up to me, Tai Chi. And by the way, A lot of people, when they heard the name of Soulful Synchronicities of my show, what they said was that they have been noticing a lot more of the synchronicities happening in their lives. And they also have noticed a lot with numbers. And so numerology, I have an expert, Diana actually is my expert that is coming up next week. And she and I are going to talk about synchronicities. We're going to talk about numerology as well, numbers. And by the way, if you have like repeating numbers or 1234 or 0404, something like that, come up a lot. What you can do, what I do right now is I Google it and like 0404 meaning, and I get a lot of answers that way. But Diana's going to be here next week and give us more answers along those lines. And also we'll hear about, well, where she came from and all that good stuff. I'm going to take a break right now. This is Soulful Synchronicities with me, Rebecca Callahan, and my producer, Eric. And we will be right back.
Hi, I'm attorney turned life coach Sunny Joy, host of Sunny in Seattle. I invite you to join me every Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on Alternative Talk 1150 a.m. KKNW. Each week, I'll be bringing you amazing coaches, authors, and healers who are on a mission to encourage you, inspire you, and give you tools to live a life filled with joy, peace, freedom, and purpose. I look forward to connecting with you every Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. Sunny in Seattle, radio that positively shines.
Imagine being denied an apartment because of housing discrimination.
It's so wrong.
But who has the power to stop this?
You do. The law is on your side. If you've been discriminated against because of race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or familial status, file a complaint with HUD. Fair housing is your right.
Use it.
Visit HUD.gov/fairhousing, a public service message from HUD and the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Swimming pools can be lots of fun, but they can be dangerous too, especially for young children. Always practice simple safety steps to prevent tragedies. Fence all pools. Teach kids to swim. And always watch them around water.
No horseplay.
Simple steps save lives. To learn new life-saving steps, visit poolsafely.gov. A public service message from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Talk radio with a purpose. Alternative Talk 1150.
The show is Soulful Synchronicities, always heartfelt with an electric feel. Now your host, Rebecca Callahan.
Just in case, thank you, Eric. Just in case you are a mom, this one's dedicated to all the mothers in the world as I watch you grow. A mother's feelings for her daughter. Let's call out the number first. The phone number to call is
425-373-5527 or 888-298-5569.
Thank you, Eric. A mother's feelings for her daughter. Do you know how much you mean to me? As you grow into what you will be, you came from within, from just beneath my heart. It's there you'll always be through your own life will now start. You're growing so fast, it sends me a whirl. With misty eyes, I ask, where's my little girl? I know sometimes to you I seem harsh and so unfair, but one day you will see I taught you well because I care. The next few years will so quickly fly with laughter and joy mixed with a few tears to cry. As you begin your growth to womanhood, this fact you must know, you'll always be my source of pride, no matter where you go. You must stand up tall and proud. Within you feel no fear, for all your dreams and goals sit before you very near. With God's love in your heart and the world by its tail, you'll always be my winner, and victory will prevail. For you this poem was written with help from above, to tell you in a rhythm of your mother's heartfelt love. That one's for my daughter, Amanda, as well. And that is author unknown, yes. I went online and I found a bunch of little great things, tasty things that I found. And one was a letter from heaven. When tomorrow starts without me, and I'm not here to see, if the sun should rise and find your eyes filled with tears for me, I wish so much you wouldn't cry the way you did today, while thinking of the many things we didn't get to say. I know how much you love me, as much as I love you, and each time you think of me, I know you'll miss me too. When tomorrow starts without me, don't think we're apart, for every time you think of me, I'm right there in your heart. I liked that one. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Moms are something else. And if you are a mom that is struggling today, it's tough. Maybe your kids are in the teenage years, or one of them at least, hopefully just one. Teenage years multiplied is tough. But anyway, if you're in that neck of woods, hang in there, Mom, because it's going to be okay. You're going to get over this and through this and around this. And your kids will too. Yeah, it's a tough time, but it's, if you can just hang in there, we'll get to the other side together. Rely on your support network. Find your support network. If it doesn't exist, make your tribe. Do it now. It's important. It's really important. And you know what? If you need help manifesting, I've got a great book for you. I have recently discovered this, and it is Bob Olson. It is called The Magic Mala, and it is a brilliant book. And it doesn't tell you just one way using a mala, which is this necklace of beads. It doesn't tell you just one way. It tells you so many different ways how you can manifest things into your life that you want and need. And we're deserving of that. Oh, I found my Charlotte's Web copy that I brought. I was thinking, where did I put that? It's right here. Yeah, but the Magic Mala just shares, and it's done, Eric, it's done really cool because he writes it in a fictional way. So you get really attached to the characters involved. And yet there's these messages, how you can manifest what you want and dream about and would love to have in your life. So money, car, more family, more whatever you want, whatever's on the list for you, it really helps. I've been working with a mala, and it's sort of comparable to, if you grew up Catholic and I did not, it's comparable to rosary beads. Rosary beads, I believe, have 32 beads. Mala has 116, I believe. And you just are basically saying an affirmation in the morning and in the evening before you go to bed, and of what you want to bring into your life. And it's very powerful, I think you'll find. So you just go one by one bead, saying that affirmation, or they call it a mantra in connection with mala beads. And so it's pretty fascinating. I encourage you to purchase a mala if you like, or this book even more, because it gives you so many different ways, and it does it in a fictional way to where, I don't know, it's just a more inviting thing, I think, when it's a fictional book, where you just really get involved in the story. And I know I want to interview this man in the future, so I will be doing that, I believe. And here's another thing I found: as I sit in heaven and watch over you every day, I try to let you know with signs I never went away. I hear you when you're laughing. I watch you when you sleep. I even place my arms around you to calm you as you weep. I see you wish the days away, begging to have me home. So I try to send you signs so you know you're not alone. Don't feel guilty that you have life that was denied to me. Heaven is truly beautiful. Just you wait and see. So live your life. Be free. And know with every breath you take, you'll be taking one for me. By the way, I want to thank Joylene for calling in as well. You still can call in. You still have time to call in. And Eric, you want to reel off that number?
Sure. 425-373-5527 or 888-298-KKNW. That's 888-298-5569. And we've only got about 10 minutes left in the show.
Couple,
so, yeah, we'd love to have you dial us here fairly shortly because we're running out of time to take the call, but we'd love to hear from folks.
Absolutely. And I know it's a little scary. I know this is my thing and your thing, Eric.
Well, even if you...
It's just a conversation. What?
Right. I was going to say, even if listeners just want to give a shout out to their mom, you've got 10 minutes, so you can certainly do that.
Yeah, I didn't really even think of that, but that's so true. You can do that, and it'll mean a lot.
I'll start and give a shout out to my mom, Laura, because I know she occasionally listens to the station, even though she's down in Redding, California. So
Most definitely. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So a happy Mother's Day early, and wishing her lots of love. Hopefully things are good. You know, you talked about how you were the caretaker for your mom because your other siblings were busy. My mother is doing that role as well with her dad and mother at this point. So yeah, you two actually have a lot in common.
Yeah, I can really relate.
Respect. Yeah, and she had 8 siblings, so or 7 siblings, I guess. She was one of 8. But they're spread throughout California, and all are still working. She's retired now because she was the oldest of the group. And so now that responsibility has really fallen on her. But I know everybody in the family is super grateful for her efforts.
Yeah. And, my family, my brothers were really grateful because I have a close to the story about my mom. My mom, basically, I got to see her on her very last day here. And so I got to read to her and sing to her. And yeah, it was an honor, such an honor to do that, her final day here, and told her, okay, that it was okay to go. I had done that before because she lasted, would you believe, Eric? She lasted 9 days. She had already stopped eating, but this was 9 days without water. Wow. Which is quite a bit of a miracle.
Yeah, I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, I didn't think it was possible either. But we had all been around her bedside, siblings, and her kids as well, her siblings and her kids, and celebrated her life. And we brought even instruments in and just sang songs and talked about how she'd affected our life. And it was a beautiful day, but I drove away thinking, okay, she's going to let go now. And she didn't let go for 9 more days after that. And so I am truly grateful that I had that ability to be with her. It was sort of on a fluke to be with her that day, and drove to my brother's because he'd asked me to come over for dinner on the way home to Wenatchee, and he was in Bothell, and so I drove there. We had, oddly enough, Mom's favorite meal. Jerry, Dave, my brother's wife, my sister-in-law, didn't know that was her favorite, but We had baked potatoes, broccoli, and baked roasted chicken. And
that was just a soulful synchronicity, if you will.
It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. We got done, and I went to the facilities, came out, and Dave was on the phone saying, no, we don't, wow. Well, I could tell he'd received the news that she'd passed away. And so we took some wine, some blankets, we went outside and looked up at the stars and just talked about Mom. And after we let the rest of the family know, and it was just a beautiful, synchronistic moment. It really was, to give her that. I don't know. It was great to know that she was out of that pain finally, and out of the confusion as well. And so we were really happy for her, that she'd moved on to a better place and finally skipped out on that body that wasn't working so well anymore. I cherish the time that I had with my mom. I miss that time when she was clear and we'd walk the beach and have a wonderful time. By the way, my son had created a song about her that he sang at a service that we'd done at my brother's house, and he just surprised me because he'd always told me when he'd written songs before, and he didn't tell me, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place. It was truly magical. And he also read from one of her letters as well, and the letter had mentioned like all the grandkids in it, so it was really special. But I encourage you to, if your mom is still around, I'm so happy for you. And I encourage you to reach out to her this year. It's not so much the gift, but it's the reaching out that we as moms just adore. Reach out to your mom and let her know how much you love her and cherish her in your life, and call out a few things that she's done over the years that have really made a huge difference for you. And that's about it. Next week, as I said, I am going to have a special guest, Diana. What's Diana's name? That is the receptionist here. Last
Diana
name?
Clark, yeah.
Diana Clark.
Yeah, she's not just the receptionist, though.
She is not.
She's been a guest on many of the shows, and she does a lot of spiritual research.
Yes, she does. She's a card reader that has her own deck. And also she created a book for those cards. And so we're going to be talking about that, about her story, and what brought her to do that and what brought her here. I think she's worked here for 21 years in the radio group. And also she is an expert in numerology as well. Plus, when she heard the name of my show, she started talking about synchronicities. And it was like, would you be on my show, please, Diana? Because I love her so much. She's great. And she's very knowledgeable about that kind of stuff that we like to talk about, that I like to talk about. I hope you are doing mirror work. I am looking, first of all, go to the mirror and focus on your eyes. And how about some I am love, I am joy, I am light, I am woman if you are, I am strong, and many more. You design what you want to do. I have things written right on my mirror with eraser board pens. I really do. I should take a picture of it and flash it one time for people that are watching the video. But You can also, by the way, always tune in for replays. Go to 1150kknw.com, and that will show you, and you can go under podcasts and you will find the replays on that. You also can search by Soulful Synchronicities. Just go there, and that will give you replays. And I think that's probably a wrap, Eric, for this week. Thank you for donating your thoughts to the cause.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you, Joylene, for calling in. Thank you for the friends and the cousin that helped me put together for my mom that part of it. And by the way, I know it's not next week, but happy Mother's Day early, as Eric said to his mom. And so nice to have you here. I'm Rebecca Callahan. We are 1150 Alternative Talk KKNW. See you next week.